Well, hello everyone, welcome back to Pyre on PlayFrame, and yet another liberation rite. Last one? I don't know, I feel like I've guessed maybe last one several times now, but it does keep kind of feeling that way is the problem. What if it's just never the last one? What if it keeps on going until eventually you realize the game will just never stop? I don't think that's the case, but what if? Anyway, go time. We have lost to the accusers once. Let's see if we can correct that little mistake. The cycle turns even more quickly now, until such time as it shall shudder to a halt. He makes a sound, then almost a laugh. I forget myself, reader. I should not say such things. The scribes, they would say that one ought focus on the path in front of him. When we set forth to walk a long and labored path, it can be all too much. If we stand back and look upon it as a whole, we may well decide to turn around. But if we begin to walk, whilst casting down our gaze and whilst resisting well the urge to look too far ahead, we may make steady, careful progress. Soon enough, we may arrive where we endeavored. That's good advice. The lone minstrel bids you a good evening. You'd best retire for the night, for when first daylight comes, it shall be time again to take to the skies. Oh boy, oh boy, oh boy. Huh, sure. Who wants to talk? You. Delightful. Shay seems very happy about something and has been chanting softly to herself. On closer inspection, however, she seems to be engaged in conversation with the wagon wall. And so, after the rite, he said to me, I think he said to me, farewell. Can you believe it, little brother? He said that, then he left to go find Mr. Dalbert, who went on ahead. And so, I think that maybe we're friends now. Don't you think so too? We have a lot in common, don't we? Friends are supposed to have a lot in common, right? For instance, we're both fighting for those we care about, for those who helped us when we needed it. Is that not so? He is very lucky to have met Mr. Dalbert, isn't he? She falls silent for a time. Then, it cannot be that the 8 scribes intended that all of us just have to fight each other all the time. It just cannot be. So many whom we face, they don't like us very much, do they? Because if we prevail against them, it must mean that they cannot go home, even if they really want to. So that's why they don't like us. Back home, when they told me to stop being me, I didn't like them either. You want to know what I think, little brother? I think the scribes put us together in all this so that we can learn from one another and grow closer together as friends. That's what I think, little brother, and I told them so. And maybe the next time I see Almer and Mr. Dalbert again, they'll be happier to see me then. She bounds off, noticing you as she goes. Hi, mister. You sense some burden has been lifted from her, and her knowledge of the rites, however informal it may be, has crystallized into a deeper understanding. A permanent +1 hope. Good for her. And what a delightful game. Just absolutely full of heart, this one. We did get a page, though. Maybe 2. Islach Astralborn. The foul name of the Star Titan is written here but once. Do not invoke it, lest you aid its reawakening. It sups upon despair and fear and doubt, and lands such as our own. 'Twas our mighty Mistress Melith which tracked the Astralborn monstrosity within its loathsome pit, where it lay nursing wounds sustained from traveling across the stars in search of simple prey. The wicked Astralborn could drive a lesser creature to the brink of sanity with a mere passing glance, but not Melith. She cast upon the fiend 100 words of binding, each one more binding than the last. With the creature's incandescent skin, we bound this book, and bound ourselves onto the stars. Oh goodness, yeah, I hadn't really taken Astralborn as being literal, but seems like neat and a little intense. Skin book. Yeah. Anyway, moving swiftly on. And north. Let's be going. We have Rights Ball to win, hopefully. Or if not win, maybe lose satisfyingly. That I would also accept. Although it's kind of hard to imagine that scenario against the accusers, but I wouldn't have guessed at the outcome against the Essence or whoever. Hi. Your wagon reels from the impact of some sort of massive object slamming into it mid-flight. False night wings. Orlek calls down to all of you from atop his wagon. Again, you seek to climb that cursed mountain beneath us. Again, you seek to take my rightful place. I should send you crashing down to it, that you might fall as I have. He stares down at all of you. But I shall not. Rather, we shall meet upon the summit, ere the last cycle of the rites is ended. Until then. Is that now? Is that... Hey. Hey, could you specify as to which cycle that... Hey. Man. I kind of figured that's probably how our last run at the rites was going to go. Probably. It's seeming increasingly likely. You sense Bertrude shall gain favor from the scribes if you land here, but you sense Shay shall gain favor from the scribes if you land here. Let's consider our team for a second. I think Pamitha's the one I'm aiming for to let out, because especially now, Shay's got, like, someone she's attached to, someone she's looking forward to seeing again in future games. Like, she's got friends who we've, like, our other Nightwings who we've sent into the pool, but, like, she's also got friends in the Fate now who she's looking forward to seeing again, and she seems pretty happy with that, so I would just as soon let her stay here. Her and Bertrude, and I don't think Volfred's gonna have enough in the Enlightenment bar to get out this time, so it kind of just leaves Tizo and Pamitha feels like it makes the most sense, especially now that we've sort of, it feels like we've concluded her story now at this point. We've reached, like, a satisfying end of her arc and her whole thing. So, like, it seems now's the time. And if we're going with Pamitha as our, like, first in line on the team, I still feel like I'd kind of like Shay in there for, like, more consistent point scoring. I'm better at scoring goals with Shay than I am with Pamitha. And I would probably round that out with Bertrude if I wasn't trying to just get as much enlightenment onto Volfred as possible, so let's go with Shay on this one. You make landing on the sacred Mount Alodiel after your encounter with Orlek. Orlek spoke the truth. He has a right to gain the summit. When the time comes, Celeste shall deem him worthy and shall let him pass. While he has transgressed against the rites, he has also already been anointed and prevailed. Nothing is written in the book on this, and liberty ought already be his. For the time, it seems that he has not yet traveled to the summit. Perhaps he's still making preparations for his fellow exiles. When exactly Orlek intends to make good on his promise he did not make clear. For now, you are to confront Lendl and the accusers upon the summit. But first, you may prepare. We'll see, won't we? Let's just make sure everybody's feeling all good and ready, yes? You're almost maxed out. And I do kind of feel like keeping this on you, probably. Then again, Flame Leech is pretty enticing, especially if Shay's going to be my main goal scorer. If I'm getting half as many points back into our Pyre every time she does, that can make a big difference for us. Also, this one, since I've been, like, throwing the ball a little bit more with her. But that even more so. And I've not really been making much intentional use of the ricochet effect anyway, so far. So I'm kind of thinking maybe actually let's try going with this one. Give it a spin. We'll see how it goes. For you... Yep, you should definitely keep that one. And that still feels like the best fit for you, even though I know we have a unique one for you now. Even further blink is pretty awesome, but... a 50% chance, well, almost 50% chance to return immediately upon banishment, just... too clutch. Gotta keep it. Whew. Later that afternoon, you accompany Shay through the great heights of Temple Cistern to the monument of Under King Ores. O scribes, if it truly is your will that the cycle of the rites shall soon be ended, then I look forward to its glorious conclusion. May the worthiest among us reap your generous blessings, and may we all, who are so fortunate to be a part of your traditions, bear you in our hearts forever. You return to the wagon after she's finished paying her respects. The summit awaits, but first, there is time to continue practicing your vocations. Goodness, Shay's really getting buffed up for this next run, and thank goodness. And apparently there is actually one more thing we can do here with studying in private, even though it is tempting to bump Volfred. Ooh, I wonder. Hang on. How far is Volfred behind the others? Way, way, way too far. There is no way. Yeah, there's no way he is going to catch up to the numbers the others have just from one mentoring session. Almost certainly. One maxed out and two just shy of it. Yeah, no way. Then again, it would get him closer. I'm going for it. All right, Volfred, you're up. I should be interested to see which lessons you've taken from the book. You and Volfred go over his understanding of his aura. An exile's wrongdoings manifest during the rites as an aura. Contact with an opposing exile's aura banishes the trespasser from this plane. If you hadn't learned this yet, now, by episode, 25? Well, now you know. You and Volfred go over his understanding of his aura and its connection to his presence, both physical and spiritual. The discussion proves informative. A good bump, but still a ways to go. I always try to bear in mind that, together, our auras grow even stronger. I guess it was not even that necessary to do, given if we succeed. I guess it's a big if. If I succeed in getting Pamitha out this time, then he will be just barely in the top 3 of our remaining lineup. But that is an if. Well, anyway. Off we go. Messenger imp, I thought I could drink tea. I thought I had a minute. Hello, though. Welcome. A messenger imp tracks you down in the old masonry of Mount Eladiel to bring you news and rumors from the other side. This should be good. This report's subject is Tamitha, blood sister to Pamitha and stoic leader of the Essence. She was liberated at the fall of Solium, her transgressions all forgiven upon her return. How long did that last? And yet, old enmities remained, in spite of Commonwealth tradition, or because of them. Tamitha found herself held up in many rounds of questioning, each less informal than the last. All concerned the movements of her sisters in the High Wing remnants. Refusing to cooperate, Tamitha demanded safe passage to her native lands, yet remains detained. She holds that her own blood sister must have thwarted her once more. Meanwhile, the Essence are refusing to conduct the rites with any other race, and have not found a suitable replacement. You suspect you shall not face them in the rites again. As you finish reciting the imp's message, you take notice of Pamitha's reaction. I'm worse than dead to her by now, I think. Nonetheless, I'm grateful she's returned, and I'll try to hold out hope she'll be the wiser for it. You thank the messenger imp for delivering its news and let it make good use of some of the Black Wagon's facilities before watching as it flutters off toward the horizon. Not exactly a feel-good way for that to have panned out. You are returned once more to Scribe's Gate, where the Gate Guardian awaits under a dim sky. The exiles of the Nightwings, and you, Tariq. This is to be one of our final meetings. Greetings, Celeste. The Nightwings are prepared, and afterwards I would have words with you in private, if you please. It seems to me rather late for words now, Tariq, but I shall hear them once your charge has crossed the gate. Now, all of you, come forth. Please state your names and what it is that you seek whilst crossing Scribe's Gate. Once more your companions cross the gate, one after another, and once more you follow them in turn. Celeste regards you all, then waves you through toward the summit. The 8 scribes bid the Nightwings welcome. Go forth with glory. And, Tariq. Aye, Celeste. You may rejoin the others in a while. For now, I would hear those words of yours. Certainly, Celeste. Everyone, I shall see you shortly. Okay. I'd like to hear the words too, actually, if it's okay. Maybe later. Oh boy, oh boy. Oh, hey, guys, it's gotten real cold again up here, but it's worth it, let me tell you. Got a lot of customers been stopping by. Okay, I may have been exaggerating just a little since I've been waiting here a little while, I guess, but are you buying anything? Boy, you do just have an enormous stock at this point. Nah. No, I could sell a lot of these, but nah. I'll take this one probably. I mean, this one's just a slightly cheaper version of it that does the same thing. Sure. Thank you. Thanks for stopping by, guys. Oh, got another page. Maybe later. Actually, we should go ahead and use that dust while we can. Or at least before I forget. So I don't know if that one can be upgraded, though it's possibly worth checking. Can it? No. Okay. In that case, maybe yours. Yes. This is a good choice. Okay. Here goes. The time has come again to deliver one of your fellow exiles to a homecoming in the Commonwealth, lest your adversaries, the accusers, achieve the same instead. The lone minstrel has returned and approaches as you await the signal from the stars. There is something that I wish to ask you, reader. Something which ordinarily would not be my place to discuss in any detail. You have observed the stars. If you would not mind my asking you in such a direct manner, how many liberation rites are you supposing yet remain? Have you deduced how many there are still to come? The vibe I'm getting from the hints being laid so far today is that this is not the last one, but the next one is. That's my hunch. The rate at which the stars are vanishing and the cycle is hastening leads you to only one conclusion. You tell him the only logical deduction which you've been able to make based on all of your readings of the stars of late, that there shall be one final liberation rite after tonight. I concur with your evaluation, reader, sir. I wished to make certain that you were aware, so that you and the Nightwings may yet make the most of your remaining time together, thus. As to what shall happen once the final liberation rite is ended, we soon shall both find out. But, lo, it seems that we are called upon once more. Look forth. Game time. And absolutely not. Are you kidding me? This is no time for jokes, stars. Read the room.
Reader, I would ask that you think back for just a moment, if you please.
Okay.
When you first looked upon the Book of Rites, think back upon the words that it revealed. Oblige the voice that tells you more. Oblige the voice that tells you more. Would that the scribes were here among us still. I would not sing your praises to them, rest assured. I trust that you shall savor this occasion. You shan't have to oblige me for much longer.
The book says you have to do what I say. I'm going to tell the book. The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. I concur. The pyres burn, and each of the triumvirates is present and prepared. Then, anointed one of the accusers, come forth now and declare yourself, and pay any respect you have unto your adversaries, the Nightwings. Poised as ever, Lendl steps forward and reaches for his mask. I was branded Lendl the Liar. Once I reclaim my liberty, that name shall be forgotten, and my rightful station in the Commonwealth shall be restored. Nightwings, you may have prevailed against me when last we met here upon this sacred site, but the many years since then have taught me much. I shall not fail again. Yet you still hold much resentment for your adversaries. Is that not so, Lendl? Resentment is too kind a word for it. They're cheaters, one and all. Unfairly favored by those scribes, while those such as myself must struggle endlessly for such a chance. Now come, my accusers, let us vanquish those undeserving oafs, and prove now to the scribes that they were fools to favor the likes of them. He dons his mask once more. I'm ready. And I hope I am. Nightwings, your choice. In whose name shall you conduct this liberation rite? I wish you the wisdom of the scribes in making your choice, reader. And I wish you to come prepare our song with me, Tariq.
Whom shall you attempt to send home this time?
Who indeed? Well, we knew it was going to be one of these three, so you're up. And hopefully when you get there, you can put in a good word for Tamitha. I don't know if that'll help, but, you know, hopefully. Maybe this time you'll get rid of me for good.
Who shall strive for her?
Let's see. Yeah, Shay, you go up top.
Shay.
Oh, then maybe this time? And Volfred, get enlightened already. Catch up.
Volfred.
Let us this time send Tamitha on her way. Come then, Nightwings, and look upon me one last time, for by dawn I shall be free, while you all wallow in the terrible defeat we have in store for you. Well, you do have some large friends. Large but slow.
Commence.
I can probably just sort of like run and fly circles around you guys. I'm gonna take that tack. You imp! He singles out Tizo from across the sacred grounds. Tizo's on the bench. Don't shout at my players on the bench. The indignity with which you wrought upon me all those long years. Tonight it shall be washed away, as I at last return unto my post. Long had I toiled in this abominable place, only for you, pathetic wretch that you are, you, of all things, to thwart me and my accusers in our moment of triumph. It was small consolation, knowing that the Nightwings fell apart soon after, a misfortune which you doubtless wrought yourself. As for we've clawed our way back to this mountaintop, you sniveling, loathsome little beast, and this time, things are going to transpire in a very different manner. Just, you're yelling at a tiny little bird thing, man. People are looking. Just you watch! He's making a scene. But Tizo just stares right back at him, betraying no emotion. But then, he claws at his mask. Tell him, Tizo. Certain imp expressions resist translation. Suffice it, Tizo does not hold Lyndall in high esteem. That's what I kind of gleaned. Goodness. It seems Tizo does not hold Lyndall's mother in high esteem either. Tell him, Tizo. Then he dons his mask once more. Why, you... How dare you raise your weakling voice at me? You, blasted Nightwings, would that we could all go free, that I might have you all arrested and then sentenced once again. Now get out of my way! We will see how this goes for you. Shay. Run circles. Or try to. Yeah, no, it'll work. They're very slow right now. Bye. Oh, they caught up to me. Well, good luck with that, fellas. See ya. You're gonna have to be quick. Oh, you got it. And then I'm taking it back. Yikes. Take cover. Go for it, I dare you. Punk. For Tizo. Yikes. Apes.
I almost pity what transpired there.
It was a bit of an absurd effort. Nope. Points. Yes.
With force of will.
Now, accusers, grant me your auras and your anger, that we may finally secure our rightful victory against these demons whom we faced. Like, are you sure you don't want to choose your words a little bit better, given your team? He is channeling the auras of his triumvirate, and their strength combines with his. This must be the aura gain. The what? A secret technique developed by the accusers to ensure their victory and liberation rights. And how's that been going for you so far? Notably still present individual. Here. You and your dumb mask. Oh! Look who's a special little boy.
That Lyndall yearns to regain his status in the Commonwealth. Would you deny him that?
Very much. I fly. I fly and be annoying. Wasn't a very good throw. I'll just do this.
Sword right in.
They are still pretty slow is the problem for them. Seems like. Now go ahead and try your luck.
Poor Lyndall.
Poor Lyndall. Ah. You got lucky. Nope.
Seize the orb.
There you go. Take it.
Now.
Points! This might be a shutout. Couldn't happen to a better team, to be honest. Or at least a better individual. I don't know about... You two demons may be great. Oh boy. Nope. Oh, look at you.
Too bad for that one.
I know. Good luck figuring this out. Goodbye. Bro! Kaboom! All right, Pamitha, I think you deserve to get a nice slam dunk.
There it is, at last. The blasted Nightwings proved their worth. Their adversaries they defeated utterly.
And satisfyingly, I might add.
Thus ends the liberation rite. And thus the scribes have chosen. The exile appointed by the Nightwings shall be free. Absolved of all misdeeds. Return to glory in the Commonwealth. Her adversary and all others shall remain to carry out their rightful sentences.
Blast you, Nightwings! Again, you cheated me! Have you no pride at all in this tradition? Have I no pride? I don't even think you practiced. Once. So, what, am I supposed to give a speech or something then? Reader, darling, all of you, look, I've no idea still why you picked me. Well, I do have one, but I don't think it's right. If you'd wanted to get rid of me by now, you needn't have gone to such lengths. And so, I'm left only to conclude that you did this for me. The years I spent down here, in one sense, they've all been such a waste, just utterly for nothing. Spectacularly so. I thought that my relationship with Tamitha had nowhere left to go but up, but, well, you know, not quite the case. But then I think on what would have become of me had I made no attempts to set things right, had I not done everything I have. I could not have lived with that, I think. I was so certain that my life would end down here. I'm only now beginning to consider that the opposite may have come true instead. What I'm trying to say is, thanks to all of you. I mean that. Now, I guess I'd better head on back to that damned Commonwealth. So, bottoms up. She plunges into the waters of the Shimmer Pool and disappears from view, though her voice still rings out. We'll have to see what we can do up there, provided that my sisters haven't had their way with it just yet. Anyway, let's find a way to keep in touch, but just in case, goodbye. Pamitha earned back her freedom, and good for her.
Godspeed, Pamitha Thane. The cycle of the rites is nearly at an end.
Some matches, it's not so much about your own team winning, so much as it is about the other team losing, you know? Blessed are the scribes, whose eternal wisdom shines upon us through the stars and illuminates the path to our salvation. Wait, what did I just say? Why, that was strange, but I feel so invigorated now? That did come out very coherent for you. Yep, I mean, that's how we've been winning lately. Yep. And good. Granted, I suspect we're going to be playing against Orlek and the True Nightwings again next time, so not sure if we're getting Volfred out of here, to be honest, but we will try. We'll make the voice sweat a little bit, if nothing else. You prevailed in the liberation against the accusers. Already does the Black Wagon feel quieter than usual without Pamitha, who returns to the Commonwealth. She's an outcast of the winged high-wing remnants, the Commonwealth's hated enemies, and has regained her freedom in a liberation rite. You overhear some of your companions reflecting on this. I think I learned so much from her, didn't I? May her absence spur us on to greater glory. You wonder who, if anyone among you, shall be the next to go. The last light of the stars still shines for us above. At this point, what is to become of our plan needn't be the subject of our speculation. I trust that we'll learn the outcome soon enough. Our actions to this point shall pave the way. Perhaps our faith as well. So, let's for now focus on this. We stand upon the brink of the last turn of the cycle of the rites. Soon, we'll have a final chance to get one of you home. Now, reader, up for a little stargazing. Let's see where in the downside we shall be returning for these final rites. You turn back toward the darkness to look upon the last few stars too stubborn to relinquish their light. Let's determine where they lead. What kind of options we got for the final season? You three. Well, a lot of these are actually just straight up vanishing, huh? I didn't realize they were actually vanishing from the sky. That is a tad unsettling. Let's see, we could go up against you. Or you. Or you. Tough pick. I'll try to figure that out by next time. Thank you all for watching, and I'll see you next time for the start of the final season. Goodbye!